what is going on.
That doesn't look too bad.
I think I got a bean in my shoe. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We have got a busy day today. There's a pretty good chance of rain tomorrow. Today is Saturday, April 8th, and we want to get finished planting beans and get a decent amount of corn in the field. I went and got a load of chemical, small load this morning. Dad decided to switch 15 acres from corn to beans. So I'm gonna load that up in the sprayer and just have it ready. We're gonna spray it after they get planted because it's worked ground. So I'm gonna load that up, drop this tank off, and then go find Dad. He might need some help getting stuff moved around, and I need some help getting stuff moved around. So busy day, let's get going. Really been struggling to get the crop in the ground this year. The weather has just not been cooperating. It actually frosted last night. It got down to like 31. So this weather is just crazy. Somebody told me, he said it's like planting season is just stuck in slow motion. We get a little bit done and then we get it rained out, and then it gets fit and we get a little bit more done and then we get rained out. So we haven't gotten any really big rains, thankfully, but tomorrow they're calling for a pretty decent rain. So we're not gonna get done before then. We're really not sure if we want to get done before then because the weather's, if it was 70 degrees, it'd be fine. But we really don't want to put seed in the ground and have it be cold and wet. That's what we did last year, and it really did not work for us. So we're gonna plant some of our lighter soils today, and hopefully by the end of the day, we'll only have about, let's see, not quite 200 acres left of corn to plant. So we're in pretty good shape. It's still early May yet. A lot of times we don't even get started planting till May. We're doing pretty decent. We just, spring's been drug out, stuck in slow motion. We were able to plant beans one day last week. The ground didn't really get fit for corn until yesterday, and we got a little bit planted last night. We didn't start until about 3:30. And we just worked some ground, got it ready for today, and planted a little bit of corn. We really didn't do a whole lot last week. It kind of rained every other day. Just enough to be annoying, just enough to keep you out of the field. Just one of those years. I mean, you hate to complain about the rain because you want it to keep coming because we need it, but we just want to get done. We want to get our crop in, and then it can rain. All right, first thing I gotta do is I gotta get this bean wagon out of the way so I can get the tractor out. Dad didn't really need anything, so I'm gonna run that out to the field. Got another guy's gonna give me a ride back here to get the bean wagon. It's kind of gonna be a little screwy this morning because we got another box of beans because Dad switched those fields over. They're the same variety, and I was assuming that they were going to be the same seed weight, so I put the one box in, then realized they're a lot smaller beans. So what I'm going to have to do, it's really going to be a pain, but I'm going to have to empty out what I got in here, put this box in with smaller seed, plant that out, and then go get the other box, which is the bigger seed, which is in there, and then plant that out, and then I'm gonna have to switch to bags. So it's gonna be a lot of messing around, but I wanna do a good job, so you just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Am I back far enough? Come on. Whoever invented a tongue that extends out is a freaking genius. Our first planted corn is just coming up. I'm sure you can't see it on the camera, but I can just barely see a few spikes poking through. That's good to see. I'm actually glad it stayed underground before last night because we got that little bit of a frost. So get a little bit of heat, she'll be off to a good start. right, so we got our auger here with the beans, got the conveyor out. I'm gonna have to empty this drill out and get this larger seed out of here first, because like I said, that's got the smaller seed in it. I really wish I would have looked at that before I put it in the wagon, because if I'd have put the other box in, that's the same weight as what's in the drill, I could have just filled it and then it would have been a little less messing around. But these are just things I'm gonna have to get used to. Look at the seed count, look at the weight before you do anything. And also, Keith found me a seed brush. Thanks, Keith, I needed that. Before I get started, I need to even out the seed. It's a little bit heavier on this side than that side. Okay, engage the blower. Make sure we got vacuum, not vacuum, pressure, I guess. This isn't a vac, it's a blower. So there's a little pressure gauge right on the front of the seed tank. I don't know if you can see that, but the needle on it is white and the background of it is also white. So it's almost impossible to see the needle from the cab. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or if it's just sun faded, but if it's supposed to be that way, that is a really dumb design. Anyways, rant over. Let's get our monitor switched over. Farm, Madeline's, field, also Madeline's. Let's go to here, on climate, where are we at? Yep, make active, Madeline's. Let's see, what do we got in here? We have, we're on soybeans. Why are my soybeans not in here? There we go. AE3002, confirm. All right. Should be good to go. So I'm setting a new AB line for pretty much all my end rows because I can't use my markers since I don't have enough hydraulic outlets, which is a little bit tedious, but it will be nice to have them. They'll be stored in the monitor, so when I come back to either strip till or plant beans again, or corn I guess for that matter, all those lines will be in there and I won't have to worry about making them again. And it does make your end rows look a little prettier when they're straight. So we'll get backed up in the corner here. Kind of straighten out a little bit. Let's see. I can count my corn rows and see where I'm at. 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, so I am pretty much dead on. Set A. Drop it in the ground. And take off. That's way too slow. What is going on? I don't like this. Oh, great. Oh. That's not good. Alright, so I'm going to explain this away from the blower so you can hear me. So I think what happened is, I read online, people say to keep your blower running when you go down the road. That way if beans fall into the little Venturi cups, they don't get plugged up. Well, last time I moved it, I forgot to run the blower. So I think it filled those cups and it's not blowing them out. So I took this seed tube brush, yeah, that's what it's called. And I'm poking it down in there with the handle end and it seems to be cleaning them out. So I'll show you guys that. It's gonna be noisy though. As bad as I thought it was going to be. The last time they were plugged up with like rotten beans that were stuck and you had to take all those Venturis off, and that is not a fun job. So I'm gonna have to just go back over what I just did, but I learned my lesson the hard way. While I'm here, I'm just gonna drive to the end and set my B point. That way I've got my line, then we're gonna just have to go back over what I just did. All right, let's try this again. In the ground, auto steer. That really scared me because I don't have my tools with me, and I would have had to take all those venturis off with a 10mm wrench instead of my impact. That would not have been fun. I'm gonna check our depth real quick. I'm guessing that's probably not gonna be deep enough because this is a lot heavier ground than we've been in. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Huh. Let's check another row. All right, where are you at? I think we're okay for now. We're just gonna run it a little bit and check it later and see what we've got. So while I'm thinking about it, if you guys want one of my hats, oh shoot, I'm not wearing one. Well, they're just like this, but they have the West Farms logo on them. If you want one of those, there's a link in my description to the Etsy shop, and you can get a hat, you can get a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, whatever you want. Go check it out. Out of beans. Let's get this thing filled up. All right, we got that box in there. I'm gonna go back to Grandpa's, load up the wagon again, and I gotta put a pallet of bags in the back of the truck. That way I've got all my seed here and I can just go the rest of the day. I really wish I wouldn't have messed up and just put that other box in, but oh well. It's gonna be a nice day though. It's already warming up. It was in the 30s overnight and it's probably 60 by now. I had to take my sweatshirt off. I think I got a bean in my shoe. Probably from climbing in the tank. Yep. There it is. Alright, now I have to do some math. Hopefully I can do math today. We're shooting for 140,000 seeds per acre. Divided by, this seed weighs 3,225 seeds per pound, which is the smallest seed I've planted. 43 pounds per unit. So now I need to look at my chart. 43 pounds. So just a hair over 40. And we're on the black line. So we want to be about 21, 22 on the transmission. Maybe you noticed it on the drone footage, but it's a little soft right there. Not 100% of this field is fit, but it's fit enough to plant, and with this rain coming tomorrow, we want to get done. I really don't like planting this heavy ground in front of a rain, so hopefully we don't get too much. That's why I'm not getting crazy with my depth. I'm getting it deep enough, but not crazy deep. I don't want to bury it. So I'm still not real great at flying a drone while planting beans, but I'll get the hang of it. Normally we plant our beans on an angle, that way it kind of knocks the stalks down and it wears the drill parts out more evenly because those stalks are kind of going across the whole thing. But I'm trying this field a little different. I'm going to plant straight with the rows right in between the two old corn rows. So I don't think I got the right line. I think I got the line from when I planted wheat or beans last year, and it doesn't quite line up with these corn stalks. So I think when I get to the end, I'm gonna have to start a new line, and then it should follow them pretty well. But some people swear by planting them on an angle, other people plant them straight. I don't know if there's an advantage over the other. The one thing I like about planting them on an angle is when you come through and spray, you don't run down one single row of beans all the way through with your sprayer tire. You're kind of crossing the rows at an angle. So it seems like you don't run over as many beans that way. But this farm, I can spray crossways if I want to, if the beans are big enough. So I'm just out here checking depth again on a kind of a heavier clay knob in this field. And I like my depth. The only problem is I'm seeing a lot of places where the trench didn't get closed, like that there. So that's what's really tough about this farm. It's pretty heavy, but there's spots where it's like concrete. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna have a problem on this part of the field, and I don't want to put too much pressure on my closing wheels, because then we'll just get sidewall compaction and it just won't be that great. So I think I'm just gonna leave it alone and maybe slow down when I get to the heavier parts of the field, and maybe it'll give those closing wheels some time to work, maybe do a little better job. Seeing how I'm having trouble getting the drill set perfect for this farm. Uh-oh, am I out again? Well, what's that all about? Hold that thought. I don't know what that was. Anyway, so it made me think about how much relativity there is in farming. Nothing is cut and dry. Just take this planting, for example. Am I planting too deep? Well, if we don't get a rain, then it'll be fine. But if we do, then I'll wish I would plant it shallower. You know, should I sell grain right now at $5.50? It's a really profitable price, but it could go up or it could go down. You don't know. What's the weather gonna do? Is it gonna get cold? Is it gonna warm up? Are we gonna get a big rain? There's just so much uncertainty, and that's part of what makes it fun, but also what makes it challenging. So you can't have thin skin to be a farmer. You have to be able to take the punches, roll with the changes, just kind of fly by the seat of your pants, do the best you can, and hopefully you make it till next year. Just got back from lunch. I filled this thing up before lunch. We're gonna take off. We got about half the field left, so 45 acres left to go. After I get this empty, I'm probably not gonna have quite enough. I think I'm gonna be about 10 acres short. We're gonna have to go to bags. Bags suck. So I have this idea, instead of trying to haul them way up there, I think I can just start this conveyor up and dump them right in there. I guess we'll see if that works when the time comes. So we got that bigger seed in, and I went ahead and turned the transmission up, did my math and all that, and so far it looks like it's a little too high. I'm shooting for 140,000, and it's reading, yeah, 145 to 150. So I'll make one pass, and then I think I'll turn it down a little bit. That's something that I'm figuring out with this drill. I'm really gonna have to pay attention to seed size, because if I dump a box in that's, say, 2,700 seeds per pound and mix it with a box that's 3,300 seeds per pound, this thing's going to be planted all over the place because it's got two different size seeds in there. So scale will help us out. Hopefully next year we'll have a scale on this thing, and it's just a learning curve like anything. It's different, it's new, you got to get in the mindset of how this thing actually works. Hey, made sure I had enough fuel to finish this field today. So I was playing around with the monitor and I found out something pretty cool. Where do I gotta go? No, population. So this thing was reading about 10,000 low. Well, it has this population adjust right here. It was set on 110%. I turned it up to 120, and now it's reading pretty close. It's reading like 142,000, and it's planting the seed out works out to about 140, so it's really close. That makes it nice. But anyways, I'm out of seed again. Let's get this thing filled back up. I don't have that many more acres to do, so I don't want to put too much in. Alright, so I gotta do a little bit of math to figure out how many bags to put in. I got 4 acres left here, we'll call it 5, plus, let's see, there's 12 and 3, so 15 over there, plus 2 at the townships. 22 acres times 150,000 divided by 140,000 units, 23 bags. Well, I think I'll put 23 in. Take a couple with me so I don't run out. That'll work. You gotta work smarter, not harder. So I can't count today, and I didn't realize there was 2 different varieties on that pallet. I thought it was all one. So I got 12 bags in one side and 8 bags in the other. So one side's gonna run out before the other, but that usually happens anyway. So I probably better put a little bit of talc in before I take off. Then we can go get these beans finished up. Get off me, string. So this is just ground up talcum powder. It just helps keep everything lubed up, the meters and the rollers and seed tubes and all that stuff. Well, I just have 1 round and a little bit left in this field. Move to the next one. All right, we're done with that field. I'm gonna throw a few bags on the catwalk back there, just so I have some. I'm probably not gonna have enough. In fact, I know I'm not gonna have enough, but I don't wanna mix varieties in the tank. That way I know what I'm planting. Think you need 2 bags, take 6 bags, because you don't want to run out and have to go get some right before it starts raining. We've got a 2 acre field to plant at the township, and we're done. We're at the next field. There's roughly 12 acres in this field. We call it the 3-corner field because it's shaped like a triangle, and triangles have, well, 3 corners, so what else would you call them? Anyways, we're gonna knock this one out, and then I got another 2 acre field just down the road. We're gonna finish with that. Since this was originally gonna be corn, it got chiseled last year, and now we are planting in field cultivated ground. So I don't have any corn stalks to follow, do my end rows, and there's not a straight edge of this field. It's shaped like a triangle, but the edges aren't very straight. So I'm setting curve tracks for each side, each of the 3 sides, and that's working really well. I haven't played with curve tracks very much until we started strip tilling. But now that I know how they work, I really like them. They're pretty handy. No hands. That's amazing. Well, I just ran out. I got a 1/2 acre left here, and then that other field, I thought it was 2 acres, but I looked it up just to be safe. It's actually 3.5 acres. Woo, big time. But I think I'm gonna put 5 bags in, and that should do it. I brought 6. That'll give me 1 extra if I need it. Well, that was good. I just ripped the bag open. At least I gotta dump it in anyway. Last pass. Are we gonna have enough seed? I don't know. We'll find out though. I'm so nervous. I just want to make it to the end. I don't want to have to put that other bag in. see how much seed I got left. Oh man, just enough. I think if I'd have put 4 bags in, I'd have ran out. Sweet, that worked out perfect. And it was just about to run out. I tell you what, finishing up the last field of beans with a bulk tank is a lot better than finishing up the last field with 31 individual boxes. That's for sure. Well, I'm gonna take this back to Grandpa's, put it in the shed because there is rain coming and I don't want this thing to get wet. And then I have to hurry up and get these last 2 fields sprayed. I already got the chemical this morning like you saw earlier in the video. I'm not gonna film that because I'm kind of in a hurry and trying to beat the rain. I think I got enough for a video. This one might be a long one. I'm not sure. It feels like a long one. Anyways, I gotta get going. Thanks for watching. Bye.